You guys do me a favor? Give me a one clap on three. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. It's the 5th anniversary of this event for me, this life event, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm not so excited about this slide. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. This is really hard for me. But you have to pay credit to where credit's due. The New England Patriots have done an amazing job over the years of winning Super Bowls. Yeah, I know there's fans in the crowd, right? Is there fans here? I mean, what can you say, right? They're an unbelievable team, and I put this slide up here to tell you a story. When Medics got started, we used to joke. How many people in the audience have won a Super Bowl, won a state championship? Maybe any state champions in here? Any surfing champions in here? Right? Well, you notice a lot of hands didn't go up in the room, right? It's hard to win a championship, and I played sports my whole life. I always wanted to win a championship. I mean, we were close. I was this far away from winning a state championship. And when Medics started, we used to joke. We used to say, well, we're obviously not going to play in the NFL. We're never going to be Tom Brady, right? Or Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. I had to throw those in there. But what would it be like? What would it be like to win a Super Bowl? So we said, hey, let's set some lofty goals. So we said, okay, how about 100 million? Right? You guys think 100 million is a good Super Bowl? 250, 500, 750, and $1 billion. Like, why not? Like, if you're going to hit a Super Bowl, like, go for it. You know what I mean? So we did. We set those in stone, and we said, hey, why not figure out a way to win a Super Bowl? And we started to move. In early, staying late. You guys know the routine. Everybody here has been through it. We were working tirelessly to figure out a way to hit that Super Bowl. And I was excited. I mean, 2003, 4, 5 were kind of tough. But when you got to 11, 12, and 13, I mean, it was exciting. It was super exciting. And we were leaving that 2013 year as a team, and we were heading into our executive planning meeting like everybody in this room, right? At the end of the year, November, December-ish, you get in a room and you do your annual planning. Well, that's what we did. We started doing our annual planning. And I could just think about the design of that Super Bowl ring. I wanted it so bad. I wanted that Super Bowl ring. And I walked into this meeting. It looks just like this slide. We walked in, I sat down, some of my team members are here, and we had hit an inflection point as a company. The revenue number, for some reason, started to fade from people's eyes. And what people were talking about was Simon Sinek's why. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we waking up early? Why are we staying late? So we spent 3 days with a really incredible coach. I really do recommend having an incredible coach. And we peeled back the onion. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? We started talking about what do we admire? How do we behave? Who are we? And who do we want to be? And as an organization, as all the organizations in this room, we know that, that's the stuff that mattered. But I have to confess, for me, going into that meeting, I might have behaved and our company might have behaved a certain way, but it was kind of about winning. And we came out of that meeting in a very emotional way, and we were excited. Steve said it. We came out of that meeting with this idea of positively impacting lives. And we talked about how we behaved as an organization. And I think this is our industry. We're in the positively impacting lives business. It doesn't matter if you're a partner or vendor. It doesn't matter if you're a client or who we are. This is the business that we're in. We want to impact our talent. We want to make sure, especially when talent gets on the phone or we're interviewing them and it doesn't seem like the best candidate, that's our opportunity, right? Everybody knows that that's the opportunity to take a person who might be giving up and give them hope. And heck, clients have KPIs, they have metrics, they have families. We're an extension of them and trying to help them hit their KPIs and metrics. And then most importantly, our internal teams. When you look to the right of you and the left of you in the office, those are the people that at the end of the day that you have to show up for. But how do you bring it to life for your organization? And I was at a conference just like this, and I had a friend, Andrea, who I was talking to about positively impacting lives. I was like, I think this is how we're going to set it up. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. She's like, I have the greatest idea for you. You should do a team building event. The bike build team building event. I'm like, okay, well, how does that work? So she told me, and I said, oh my gosh, we're doing this. So we got everybody in the company in a room, and it was absolutely awesome. We gave everybody kind of an hour, I think an hour and a half to put together these bikes. And we broke up into 20 teams. There was 20 teams. There was 20 cardboard boxes. Everybody ripped open these boxes, and they started putting these bikes together. And everybody was like, I know what's going on here. Another team building event. We get it. Totally get it. And people are collaborating. They're working together. They're sharing tools. We hid some of the screws from some of the boxes and other boxes, and some of the tools in some boxes, put them in other boxes, so people had to collaborate and share. And when we got done, we asked people, what do you think this was all about? And they said, oh, you want us to come together. You want us to be a close team. We get it, totally get it. Positively impacting lives. We would like you to understand that I would like you to understand that particular moment, the whole team, the whole medics team was kind of taken by surprise. Because just like we're in this room, imagine those doors back there opening and 20 kids from Boys and Girls Club walk in, and they walk right on the stage, 20 of them, holding signs 1 through 20, thank you cards. Kids that have never had a new bike before, they had never had a lock before, they never had a helmet before, and they're all going to get those that day. Now, come on, we're in the staffing industry, so yes, I had bike mechanics there. Like, we weren't going to send these kids home with, the brakes were not on right on my bike, I can guarantee you that. I can barely screw in a light bulb. But the point was that everybody that we're involved with in that ecosystem, the clients, the customers that depend on us, our internal teams, and the candidates that we place, at the end of the day, who's behind the scenes? You don't know anybody's story. Heck, life is super messy. You don't know what's going on in someone's home. And those kids were the symbol for us and our company to positively impact lives. It was great. It was, and I get chills thinking about it. And it was 5 years ago. So I'm excited because 2014 was the year we were going to hit the Super Bowl, right? And I was called to coach this positively impacting lives at Medics. I got another call to coach. Bob Gibson, who's a great youth coach in our hometown of Glen Ellen, Illinois. Yes, I'm a Packer fan in Glen Ellen, Illinois. It's tough, I know. And Bob called me and said, hey, with travel, I don't think I can be the 6th grade coach this year. Would you mind taking over the team? And I said, absolutely, I'd love to take over the team. I don't know how I'm going to handle it, but I'll think about it. I'll think about how we're going to do this. So I said yes. I'm coaching the medics team, and I said yes to coaching the 6th grade team that my son was on, and I was excited, super excited. And then this happened. So this is a 5-year anniversary, so you have to forgive me. So this is Katrin. It's a little girl in our town who, at 6 years old, lost her battle with brain cancer. So it was an emotional time in our hometown. And heck, I'm in this world of positively impacting lives, right? We just rolled out this purpose at Medics, and I'm super excited. And this little girl was on my daughter's tennis team. And you know, my wife knew the family well. I didn't know the family so well, but it came day to go to the services, the funeral services, and you know, I'm thinking to myself, you know, heck, you know, we're in this life battle, right, to impact lives at work, and I'm going to coach this youth football team, and I mean, what matters? Like, what's going on here, right? And so I'm walking into the services with my wife, and it was emotional, and she was an amazing. She was in my daughter's friend group, right? That was another wake-up call for me also, because I really didn't know her friend group all that well, because I was busy trying to win at work, right? And so I sat in this beautiful service with this little girl, and her parents got up on a stage like this in a beautiful chapel and talked about their daughter. And Joe Gadomski talked about how they loved to collect rocks. They loved to collect little rocks. They'd walk through a park, maybe go to a zoo, and she would look for shiny little rocks. Well, being an entrepreneur, an idea monkey, I'm not sure what I am these days, I was sitting there, and all I could think about was the team I was going to coach. And what could we do? I got to the reception hall after the church services, and I saw Mike and Jeff, two other coaches that coached an older team. And I said, I got an idea. What about at the base of the football field? Right? They're like, what are you talking about? I mean, no, I'm at the base of the football field. There's a bowl, right? And before maybe at the base of the field, we can put this big rock, this big boulder, right? And it can be Catron's Rock, like Howard's Rock at Clemson, or Play Like a Champion, right? I'm sitting with these two guys, and they're throwing out ideas. So like let's do it, right? Let's honor this little girl. So I go and talk to the family. You want to talk about a tough thing to do in life? How about going to a rock quarry with a little girl's dad and him picking out a rock for his daughter? It was amazing, absolutely amazing, and I feel so blessed to have done that with him. But the town approved it. The town approved it, and we got the rock, and I got to coach that team. And this is the rock. This is the rock. And the team that I coached, and the town that I live in has a good football program. And I'll just tell you, this sixth grade team, they were just good enough to cost their parents money. I mean, we were average at best. And we were 5-4, squeaked into the playoffs. First game of the playoffs, we played Bloomingdale, and this team won. But let me back up and just tell you that from August, when there was an orange circle spray painted on where this Catron's Rock was going to be, until November, these kids were kneeling next to this rock. And they came together in a way as sixth grade boys like I've never seen any group of young athletes, or athletes for that matter, or human beings come together in a way that was unbelievable. I mean, it was like, I've said this to some people, it was like an after-school special. If you're old enough to remember after-school specials, I felt like I was living one. I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable. And it was so odd because these little boys started putting each other's hands on each other's shoulders. And they started having meetings on their own without the coaches. Right? And they were playing for something bigger than winning. Right? Winning was an outcome. It wasn't a goal for them. From the minute that orange spray paint circle was there, they dedicated the year to this little girl and her family. And it was absolutely wonderful to see. So this Bloomingdale team that I was telling you about that we're going to play the first game in the playoffs, they beat us up pretty bad the first time we played them. They came to our home field. We took our knee next to the rock. We read the rock. Cade Hardkey, He was the only kid in a religious school, so we let him read the rock before every game. And he read the rock. We went on the field. We won that first game. The second game, we had to travel to Lyons Township. Just same routine like every game. We went to the rock. We kneeled before the rock. We touched the rock. We went to Lyons and played. They hadn't lost in 2 years. They had a quarterback named J.J. McCarthy, who now is committed to Michigan. He's a junior in Illinois. They hadn't lost in 2 years, and we went there and we won. It was emotional because you think about youth sports and you think about parents. They want their kids to be all that. And this whole thing was about this family and about this little girl. And yes, the story happened, right? We went and played Bartlett, and the kids won it. They won the Super Bowl. And Tom Brady, I got my first ring, Tom. They won it. And after the game, the thing that I loved the most about the game was after the game, I got to go walk over and talk to the other team to make sure that they knew that the game ball that we got was going to the family. It wasn't going to go to any player or coach. And I explained to them that we played the whole year for a little girl. And I was so blessed to have been a part of coaching that team and those kids. Winning is an outcome. It's not a goal. And that's part of at least my DNA today and part of the energy that I tried to spread to people. If you play for something bigger, if you have a higher purpose than just winning, amazing things can happen. And medics, yes, we surpassed 100 million. And we hit our first Super Bowl that next year. 2 Super Bowl rings in 1 year. Tom Brady, eat your heart out. He's never done that. He's definitely never done that. My dad's 85 years old. He just had knee replacement surgery. He doesn't take them off. He wears them. I love that. And that was the ring. There's a Super Bowl ring that Medics got. And we started a program called 20,000 Kids. Last year we worked with over 100 charities in our organization. And each one of our offices across the country really champions things that are important to them. And obviously we have things that are important to the company that we champion also. Lessons learned. This all sounds great, right? But I'll tell you, it's not easy. It hasn't been easy because we're finding our way. We want to do good in the world. And I tell my company all the time, I'm going to screw up. I promise you I'm going to screw up. But please tell me when I do, because I will fix it. And that's the only promise that any leader can make. So lessons learned. Balancing profits and purpose. I got too crazy with the purpose stuff. And my CFO's here. He's like, we're not a non-for-profit, buddy. You need to take it easy, right? I went overboard. And we're a double bottom line organization. You have to generate the profits. And people in your organization need to understand that you're going to do good. And thank God for millennials. I love it. I love working with millennials, and I love working with anybody who's passionate around purpose, because if you have the profits in place, you can do good with them. Your purpose may not be someone else's. And the thing is when you're building an organization, you start to scale, you might have people that are super purposeful and some that are not so much. And you need to be able to balance that if you're going to create a purpose-led organization, because like my next point, not everybody's going to be on board. There's some people that it's like, hey, I just want to make money. Like, I don't care about all this stuff, right? And I think in today's world, it's tough to work with those type of people. I've got a lot of opinions, not a lot of right answers. Getting started. To inspire, you have to be inspired. I was inspired today. And I look for that and people like that in my life all the time because I want to show up. Listen, life is short, right? We all know that. So why not figure out a way to show up and do the right thing? I want to be inspired. Pay it forward. You know, I tell my kids all the time that I wouldn't be where I was if people didn't figure out a way to take care of me. I don't know why they did. I'm not sure, and I didn't deserve it. Don't judge, help out, and please, whatever you're passionate about, please pay it forward. And you can't fake passion. Listen, there was a vendor not too long ago that was pitching us something, and he said, oh, I get what you're doing. You're trying to get your team jazzed up about this purpose stuff so you get them to work harder so you guys can make more money. Like, I got you. We didn't choose his product, right? Because when you're passionate about something, when you find that purpose that's deep-rooted in your stomach and you can barely sit in front of strangers you don't know and you have and feel tears coming out, I mean, you can't fake that. Find it. I challenge you to find it because it's set me free. So, what's your rock? You know, what's your rock? Think about that. And if you guys could, I've never done this before, but out of the spirit of the 5-year anniversary of Catron and Catron's Rock, I'd like you to do me a favor. Could you guys... One more. There we go. Would you guys do me the honor of reading this with me? I mean, that to me, that would be awesome if you could do that. I'd appreciate it. So I'll start it over here. I guess I can see it right here. I don't know why I'm walking over to the screen. 1, 2, 3. Catron's Rock. Though she be but little, she is fierce. William Shakespeare. Live every day with courage and kindness. Though you may not win all of your battles, give all of your effort and appreciate the opportunity to compete. In loving memory of Catron Page Gadomski. Thank you.